So I have another unbelievable story here about Donald Trump's business. Huffington Post reports a multi-million-dollar expansion of Donald Trump's Scottish golf resort is proceeding despite a promise just days ago by his attorneys that no new foreign deals will be made whatsoever by Trump's business in an effort to avoid conflicts of interest during his presidency. The Aberdeenshire Council has approved a second 18-hole golf course and more housing in the Trump International Golf Links Scotland operation. The expansion will substantially grow the complex and include a 450-room five-star hotel, timeshare complex, and private housing estate. The Guardian reported Saturday. Changes are expected to significantly boost the value of the operation to the Trump organization. Trump's attorney Sherry Dillon announced at his press conference last week that in order to avoid potential conflicts of interest, her client has ordered that all pending deals be terminated. So this story is amazing to me because, again, just how brazen it is, overt, blatant, just a slap in the face, a total about face. He just said it in a press conference. He just fucking said it. His first press conference in like 6 months or something. He was like, what we're going to do is I'm going to hand my businesses over to my sons. By the way, as if that gets rid of the conflict of interest, please. That's like, the Clinton Foundation being handed over to Chelsea while Hillary Clinton's in office. Would anybody say, oh, that's good, don't worry about it? No, we'd say there's still a conflict of interest. It's not like you and Chelsea don't talk and you're not on good terms and she's not in the family and she won't ask you questions on the low about how to deal with it and she won't tell you what donors are doing what. Of course that's going to happen. What are we, stupid? Of course we're not. We understand. We see it. We're not stupid. It's amazing how these guys treat us. So Trump's like, oh, I'm going to hand it over to my sons and that's it. And we'll never talk about it ever. Ever. So, but one of the things he said is, even though I'm going to hand it over, just to be extra careful, we're not going to do any more foreign business deals. We'll still do domestic deals, but no foreign business deals. Well, this leaks a week later, and they're like, oh, did we say that? Don't worry about that. Anyway, whole new thing, 18 holes in Scotland, another awesome hotel, big hotel, 450 rooms, 5-star. So a whole new business venture in Scotland when you just said I'm done with foreign deals. No, this is amazing because he's such a fucking liar that he said I ordered that all pending deals be terminated. That deal was pending. You didn't fucking terminate it. You're a goddamn liar. So it's baffling how he can say one thing and then just on the world stage go, yeah, we're just going to do the opposite. And I don't care that I just said the other thing. I mean, that really is an unsettling thing to see because you can't take anything this guy says seriously. Like he said the other day when he was asked, he was talking to the Washington Post and they pressed him on, oh, okay, so you guys want to repeal Obamacare. What the fuck are you going to replace it with? And he was like, well, what we're going to do is we're going to lower the cost for everybody and insure everybody. You're going to lower the costs and insure everybody. You know the only way to do that is single payer, right? That's the only kind of reform where you lower the costs and insure everybody is single payer. That's a government-run system. That's a socialist system. That's what every other modern nation has. You just said, he didn't even realize, he just said, let's do single payer. But, when I was prepping the show, today's show, I was going through that article and I'm like, I'm not even going to cover this. Because for me to cover it, I'd have to go out there and say, okay, here's what he said. Trump wants to do single payer. Great, he wants to do single payer. Awesome. Now, you're on our side. Thanks, Trump. But as I'm going through it, I'm like, but I know he doesn't mean it. I know what's he going to get, a Republican fucking Congress to agree to single payer? Is that what's going to happen? They don't want it. They're not going to do it. So you can't trust anything he says. He says that, but then when push comes to shove, they might just repeal Obamacare and make it the wild, wild west, or they repeal Obamacare and do some bullshit piecemeal secondary reform like, you can buy insurance across state lines, and that's it. And that fixes all your problems. And we set up health savings accounts, so like a little bit of your healthcare costs get covered by us, but then you're on your own and you go bankrupt when it goes too much over. So nothing he says you can take to the bank. All the talk, Hey, we're going to stop the wars. We're going to rebuild infrastructure here at home. That's what we're going to do. But you said that half the time, and then the other half the time, you said you're going to bomb the shit out of them, talking about ISIS. And you sounded more hawkish. We're going to take out their families. You talk tough on Iran, like, oh yeah, we should go in there. You pick fucking John Bolton for Deputy Secretary of State, the most hawkish, insane neocon in the goddamn country. So you can't trust anything this guy says, and it's amazing to see. Like, all presidents are liars, don't get me wrong. This is not me doing some sort of weird backhanded defense of Obama. I understand he's a liar too. But it does appear to me that Trump tells so many lies so often that even if you were the media and you had all the best intentions of the world and you wanted to keep up and you wanted to cover everyone and you wanted to say each individual thing, this is an outrage, that's an outrage, that's an outrage, it gets tiresome because the guy, everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. So it's like you break the outrage meter in the first week, and where do you go from there? If this was any other president, if this was Mitt Romney, imagine Mitt Romney in an alternative universe won the election against Obama, and he said, look, I understand I'm a businessman and I got a lot of money, I get it, but understand I'm not going to do any more business deals while I'm president. Of course. And then the exact same facts happened under Romney. I guarantee you it'd be a bigger story. This isn't even a blip on the radar in the Trump coverage. It's not even a blip on the radar. If Mitt Romney said, I'm done with these businesses, that's it, no more foreign deals at all. And then the week after, they go, oh, he's doing a multi-million-dollar golf course with a 5-star hotel and construction is starting when he's president. He said he terminated all the deals. He didn't. Now they're doing another one. Everybody be like, you're like, stop. You shouldn't even be fucking president. You're crazy. You're such a liar. It's amazing. With Trump, somehow he just kind of skates over it. And understand, guys, so why is this? Some of the Trump defenders would say, well, what's the big deal? Whatever. So he's going to do a business deal when he's in office. Who cares? It's not that big of a deal, bro. MAGA. Make America great again. Well, understand is that you have to be consistent in your standards for when evaluating politicians. So the reason why this is a big deal is it shows what his priorities are. He's not going to be in office to care about the American people or push for the policies that they want or truly make America great again. This shows time and effort and consideration is going more into personal business deals. This shows that this is where his heart is. This is what occupies his mind. So instead of satisfying the American people when he's in office, he's more likely to satisfy his business partners. He did a meeting with real estate moguls in India when he had already been elected. He was president-elect. He sat down with real estate moguls in India. That will affect U.S. policy towards India. Maybe India gets away with a lot more terrible shit, like a crackdown on their Muslim population. They already have a Hindu fundamentalist who's running the country. And there's already been wide reports of people being lynched over eating cows, allegedly, or selling cow meat. Because in Hinduism, that's it's sacred, but the Muslims don't abide by that because that's not their religion. That's not what they believe. So people have been lynched over that. Maybe Trump turns a blind eye and says, "You do whatever the fuck you want," because he's buddy with Indian real estate moguls. What about with Taiwan? How he took the phone call from the president in Taiwan. And that sparked an international incident because China has a one China policy where they say Taiwan's part of us and you shouldn't talk to them, America. The other presidents didn't. Trump's like, I don't care. I'm going to talk to them. And then story came out that weeks before, somebody from the Trump organization had reached out to Taiwan and say, what if we do a deal with you and build some hotels there? So it's personal business getting in the way of international relations and getting in the way of doing your job as president of the United States of America. He registered 7 new businesses in Saudi Arabia when he was on the campaign trail. So you're going to tell me that Donald Trump, is going to, he makes this big thing about, I'm going to stand up against radical Islam. He actually doesn't even say radical Islam. He says Muslims. I'm going to ban all Muslims from coming to the U.S. So it's a bigoted position, and he's blaming all of them for the existence of fucking ISIS and Al-Qaeda. But he's actually going to go soft on radical Islam. How do I know that? He just registered 7 new businesses in Saudi Arabia. So you think he's going to have something to say to them, or he's going to sanction them, or he's going to punish them for declaring all atheist terrorists, for treating women as second-class citizens, for beheading people in the public square for sorcery and witchcraft and drug smuggling, for being ISIS that made it with their ideology, Wahhabi Islam, the most ultra-conservative version of it. No, he's going to kowtow to them. He's going to bend to them. Just like Hillary Clinton would have with the donations from Qatar and Saudi Arabia, and oh, here's a weapons deal. You don't think there are going to be more weapons deals going to Saudi Arabia under Donald Trump when he's got 7 fucking new businesses registered there? So the problem with Trump is the same fucking problem with Hillary Clinton. You have too many connections to powerful people, elites all around the world, too many business interests tied in with them, so you're going to represent them and do their bidding and not the bidding of the American people. That's the problem with this. And the thing about Trump is he flaunts it. You just said no more. No more foreign business deals. Oh, did I say that? I don't give a fuck what I said. Here's a new foreign business deal. President Swamp Thing. That's what he is.